Okay, let's talk sugar skulls. So here is one that I drew earlier today that's about ready to be colored. I kind of used this one as inspiration, but you can see it's kind of different. So they all kind of have some areas of similarity, but here's what you're going to do. You're actually going to use this, you can see it's matched up here, just to trace the outline of the skull and the nose and the teeth and the eyes, and that's it, just to give yourself a starting point. So you're going to fold your piece of paper in half, matching up the corners right there, and you're going to slip your drawing inside. Now it doesn't really matter which one you get, because again, we're just using these for the shape of the skull, the eye, the nose, the teeth. So if someone else has the one that you really, really wanted, I really wouldn't spend time waiting until they're done. I would just go ahead and grab another one. So we're going to trace one side all the way down and around. Okay, I'm going to trace my eye socket. It's kind of dark here. It's kind of late, so kind of late at night, but hopefully it'll be easier when you guys do it. And then just going to do the teeth here. That way this will give me the kind of the general framework to work on the design on the inside, so I don't have to worry about the general outside. I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing. The key thing is here, when you go to trace the other side, just make sure that you don't move it around on the inside. You just keep it still. So you can see I'm holding it down with one hand, this hand, while I'm tracing with this hand, and the paper is right, the crease is right inside there to the middle. Okay, almost done. So when you open it up, you can see pretty good. It's a little bit off there on the top, but no big deal. I've got my teeth, my eyes, and my nose. I'm ready to go. Okay, so I'm ready to put my designs in, and this is where you can kind of get some inspiration from all of the different designs that you have on your table. You can see they're all very different, but they do have some things in common. I don't know if this is on purpose or an accident here, but I noticed that I've chosen all of my sugar skulls have like these scallops or these flower shapes kind of around the outside, which is kind of interesting. Didn't do that on purpose, but that's obviously something that I gravitate towards. A lot of them have the flower shapes around the outside, and a lot of them have flowers on the inside, or some of them have the jewels on the inside, kind of like how I drew on mine. So we're just going to kind of go from there. The only thing that I ask when you're putting in your designs is that you keep them symmetrical. You can see these are all rather exact. In other words, what the line of symmetry is right down the middle where you folded it. Whatever you do on one side, you also do on the other. So you try to keep that as careful as possible. Okay. Okay, so you can see basically what I'm doing is just kind of finding an area and just kind of starting to fill it in with some designs. It's kind of tricky to keep the curlicues completely perfectly symmetrical, but you can see the idea is generally there. So I've got the flowers both in the cheekbones areas and these flourishes with the leaves. The eyes have the same idea, but I want to walk you through just the drawing part if you want to draw a jewel shape here. So you can see I've kind of drawn them roughly here, and here's how I started. First of all, start off with kind of the bottom of an inverted triangle, okay, a little bit, and these kind of come up this way a little bit. It almost looks like a Superman cross, to be honest. And then come across flat top. Now, it has these triangle shapes down here in the middle. So I'm going to draw a triangle right smack dab in the middle, and then one over here to the side, and then one over here to the other side. Okay. Then I'm going to start and I'm going to make triangles all across here on the inside. Do you see how I'm going right next to that line there, that one, the next one's inverted, next one's here. Now I kind of need to plan ahead here because you can see I want to have one right here too. So this one's going to be a little bit little. That's okay. No big deal. Not perfect, but it's okay. So I'm just going to keep on going and finding just areas to fill in here on the top, just with different flourishes, with different designs. Triangles, dots, circles, curlicues, diamonds, did I say that one? Leaf shapes, any of those kind of shapes that could fill in. I'm going to try to not color them in with the black Sharpie just so that I can color them in later with my markers or colored pencils. I think I'm going to call this guy done too. I could keep going and fill the entire thing up with shapes if I want to, but for the sake of time I'll probably just stop there. You can see I've kind of got some similarities between the two that I did earlier, and some differences too. You can tell that I just was filling in, again, just filling in with shapes, finding a blank area and literally finding, you can see that that shape there is kind of inspired by those doodles there. Just kind of finding some doodles that I like, some shapes that I like, and kind of incorporating that a little bit. So feel free, do not worry one bit if you feel like you are just copying different pieces from all the different sugar skulls that you find. That is completely appropriate. No big deal at all. So use those guys there, use the other drawing guides that are at your desk, and just go ahead and be creative and doodle away.